Am I a bad friend for falling in love with my best friend's son? The question haunts me as I stare at my phone, hovering over Lilith's contact photo. The image is from her GED graduation, her wearing that hard-earned graduation gown, both of us beaming with pride. I was 15 then, watching my 21-year-old best friend finally take the first step toward her dream, despite all the odds stacked against her. I was only 9 when I first met Lilith. She was 15, 7 months pregnant, and somehow still the most capable person I'd ever met. My parents had hired her as my after-school babysitter, not knowing her situation at first. When they discovered she was expecting, instead of firing her, my mother took her under our wing. There was something special about Lilith, a determination that burned bright even in her darkest moments. Marcus came into the world on a stormy night in April. I sat in the hospital waiting room with my parents while Lilith, barely 16, fought through 18 hours of labor. When they finally let us see them, I made a silent promise to always protect this tiny baby, never knowing how that promise would shape the next 29 years of my life. As Lilith struggled to get her GED while raising Marcus, I became her constant. My parents helped arrange her schedule, so she could study while watching me after school. Those afternoons became our ritual, Lilith studying at our kitchen table, baby Marcus sleeping nearby, and me doing my homework while secretly watching them both. We weren't just babysitter in charge anymore. We were family. The years flew by in a blur of shared moments. I watched Lilith power through community college, then pre-med, working multiple jobs while raising Marcus. She'd study until dawn, catch a few hours of sleep, then start all over again. When I started college myself during her medical school years, I always made time to come home and help with Marcus, especially when he started having troubles. But life has a way of testing the strongest bonds. While pursuing my law degree, I met James. He was charming, successful, and seemed perfect, the son of one of my father's business partners. Our whirlwind romance led to marriage after a year, despite Lilith's gentle concerns about the speed of it all. I was so blinded by what I thought was love that I ignored the red flags. The way he always had an excuse for why we should wait to have children, his mysterious business trips, his insistence on keeping our social circles separate. Looking back, I should have known something was wrong when he became agitated every time I mentioned wanting to start our family. The timing isn't right, he'd say, or let's just enjoy being us for now. 3 years into our marriage, I discovered the truth in the cruelest way possible. Through a chance encounter at a restaurant I wasn't supposed to be at, watching my husband kiss his pregnant wife and their 3-year-old son. His other wife. His real wife. The truth came crashing down like a house of cards. James had married me solely for my family's business connections. His other family, his real family, lived just 2 hours away. He'd orchestrated everything, making sure I never got pregnant, keeping me isolated from his business life, and using me as a pawn in his carefully constructed game. The day I discovered James's betrayal, Marcus was the one who found